Hey Knights! So this is the next set of chapters for the Swan twins. So chapter 13. I love her. Lily's point of view. Me and Bella were sitting on our bed with our PJs on, and she's about to tell me what she knows. I'm really nervous because I can't lie to her, but I also can't tell the Colon's secret. I'm just going to get to the point and not bore you with the whole story, she told me while getting into a more comfortable position. She's sitting crisscross while leaning her back against her headboard, and I'm sitting across from her with me sitting on my legs and my hands placed on my lap. Great, I told her. I'm glad she isn't going to bore me with how Edward had already been acting weird, and just get started with what I want to know. Did she see anything? I swear I saw Edward standing next to you and Jasper across the parking lot, and when the van came at the next second towards me, there he was. It was like he slowed down time and ran to save me just in time. And when I asked him about it at the hospital, he said he was standing right next to me, which was a lie. She told the miniature story, all of it. Now it's my turn to say something, and I don't know what. Wow, was all I could come up with. There's nothing I can say. I can't lie about what she saw, but I can't tell her the truth about Jasper's secret. So you believe me? She asked hopefully. I decided I should play along with this so she can tell me if she finds anything else out, so I can warn the Colons. Yeah, I believe you. Thank God, because I felt like I'm losing my mind for a little while, she said with a sigh, and laid her head back on top of the headboard, and she looked up to her ceiling. You aren't losing your mind, Bella, I told her, and moved up to where I could sit next to her. Well, I felt like I was, Bella whispered, like she didn't think I could hear her, but I could. I sighed and looked over at the clock and saw it was almost midnight. Hey, we should probably go to bed. It's late and we have school tomorrow, I said while getting up from her bed and walking out of her room. I walked down the hall and into my room. When I turned around, I couldn't help let out a little scream at what I saw. I screamed because I wasn't expecting Jasper to sitting on my bed. What? How did you get in here? I can tell you this much. He has never been in my room before, so I wasn't expecting him to be there. The window, he replied with an award-winning smirk, and stood up from my bed and came up towards me. When he was close enough, he wrapped his arms around my waist and brought me closer to him. Immediately, I wrapped my arms around his neck and stood on my tipsy toes so I could kiss him. He instantly kissed me back. Then he slid his tongue across my bottom lip, asking for entrance. But I didn't open my mouth. Then I felt myself being lifted off the ground not a second after. Not thinking this would happen, I let out a gasp, and he took the chance to explore my mouth with his tongue. I brought my hand up into his curly blonde curls and started to tangle my hands into them. Without any control, I let out a small moan. Then I could feel Jasper's smile in the kiss. But then I had to pull away because my lungs felt like they were on fire because I couldn't breathe. Damn lungs. Then I felt my feet being placed on the floor once again. I was still trying to catch my breath, but I could see Jasper acting as if he hadn't just kissed me for what felt like 5 minutes. He wasn't breathless at all. Stupid vampire abilities. You should really sleep. I just wanted to see you real quick, and I heard you talking to Bella, he said with his arms still around my waist, and my hand slid from the back of his neck and onto his chest. I nodded and let out a small yawn. I got out of Jasper's grip and walked over to my bed. Then I got under my red blanket. When Jasper was about to jump out of my window, I called, "Wait!" He turned back to look at me questioningly. I didn't say anything, but I did slide to the other side of my bed and patted the spot next to me. Stay. You sure about that? He asked and turned fully around. Yeah. Then he walked over to my bed and slipped off his shoes and got into the bed. He didn't get under the covers, but he did lay on them. When my eyes were about to close, I mumbled, knowing he could hear me. Good night, Jasper. I didn't hear a response because I was out like a light. Jasper's point of view. When Lily fully fell asleep, I just watched her, looking at how beautiful and peaceful she looked while she slept. Then I brought my hand out, and as softly as I could, I brushed a couple strands of hair out of her face. When I brought my hand back, I realized Lily moved, and now her head was laying on top of my chest, with her hand also placed on my chest by her head. I couldn't help myself but smile. I can't believe I could be lucky enough to have Lily as my mate. Now that I have found her, I don't think I could ever live without her. I love her too much to even think about living a life without her. Like I said, I love Lily Swan so much. Chapter 13, Fruit Bowl. Lily's point of view. I just came home from school, and I already missed Jasper. But it's a Friday, so that means maybe he can come over again like last night, and we can hang out and talk for a while. Ugh, I feel and sound like some kind of clingy girlfriend, and I don't want to be that. I walked into the kitchen because I need a quick snack since I didn't eat lunch. I looked inside the fridge and pulled out a container that was filled with blueberries, pineapples, grapes, and mango. I love all fruit, except kiwi. That shit is disgusting. I grabbed a fork from the drawer and I started to eat the fruit. Then Bella walked in and saw me eating the fruit, so she grabbed the fork also and started to eat it with me. Thank goodness there was a lot of fruit, otherwise it would have been all gone already. Oh, I forgot to ask you. Did you want to go to La Push with me and my friends tomorrow? She asked, putting a piece of mango in her mouth. I don't know, Bella. Those are your friends, not mine, I told her unsurely. I never really even talked to any of her friends. Well, except Angela. We are partners in AP biology, and I learned she's really sweet and easy to talk to. Come on, please. I want my sister to be there with me, she begged, and she made her eyes grow bigger. And she knew I could never say no to her big brown doe eyes. Ugh, fine. You win. But stop with the eye thing, I said, covering my face so I couldn't see her eyes anymore. Okay, and thanks for coming with me, she said, and popped another piece of mango in her mouth. Okay, I'm going to my room. You can have the rest, I said, giving her the bowl and walking out of the kitchen and up the stairs. Once I reached my room, I walked in to see Jasper already laying down my bed. So you're going to the beach? He asked over at me. Yeah, I guess I am, I said, jumping on my bed so I can be sitting next to him. I wish you wouldn't, he told me, and grabbed my hand in his, and he started to play with my fingers. The simple gesture sent butterflies to my stomach and a blush to come onto my cheeks. Why? I asked him, confused. Why wouldn't he want me to go to La Push? I'm not allowed to go to La Push. What if something happens to you and I can't get to you? He asked worriedly while staring into my eyes. I could see that he was scared and worried for my safety. Why aren't you allowed to go to La Push? I questioned him, because I really want to know. Some treaty about us not being able to cross the La Push border, was all he said to my question. And to answer your question, I'll be perfectly fine. You don't have to worry about me, I said, getting off my bed and walking over to my closet so I can go ahead and pick out an outfit for tomorrow. Yes, I do, because what if something happened and I couldn't stop it? I wouldn't forgive myself if something happened to you, he said, and I didn't even hear him get off my bed because then I felt strong arms wrap around my waist. And then I felt Jasper's chin being placed on top of my head. I turned around so I could face him. I then placed my hands on his cheek and made him look at me. Nothing is going to happen to me, Jasper, okay? Nothing. You don't know that, he said. Oh my God, he is so stubborn. But it is also really sweet that he cares so much about me. Jasper, I wanted to go to the beach with my sister, so I'm going. But when I get back, you better be in this room so we can spend the rest of the night together so you can see for yourself that I will be fine. How about that? I asked him while taking my thumb and started tracing a small scar that was right above his eyebrow with my finger. It seems that he relaxed as soon as I started doing that. Finally, he nodded his head, and then he leaned down and placed a soft kiss on my lips. But he pulled away too soon for my liking. I have to go. Alice wants to talk to the family in a few minutes. I nodded my head and kissed his soft lips one more time before he disappeared the second I pulled away from the quick kiss. Then I went back to picking out my clothes for my beach day tomorrow. Chapter 15. The Beach. Lily's point of view. Once me and Bella and her friends arrived at the beach, Jessica, Eric, and Mike started to get ready to go surfing. They must be stupid to go surfing today. It's freezing. They should be like me, Bella, and Angela, and stay cozied up in the van we drove down here. In the van that we drove down here with, and eating candy we got at the store before we came here. So I keep thinking Erica is going to ask me to prom, and then he just doesn't, Angela said from the front seat and snuggled up in a warm blanket. See, Angela's smart. The rest are pretty dumb to go out in the water. You should ask him. Take control. You are a beautiful, independent woman, Bella said to her. I am? Yes. Then Jessica came up to Angela with a problem with her suit. Then someone came to walk across the van, but stopped once he noticed us. Bella? Lily? I looked over and saw it was Jacob, Billy Black's son, and he was the one who gave us his red truck when we first got here. Well, it's more like Bella's truck now, since I mostly ride with Jasper, Alice, or Rose most of the time. Jacob? Guys, this is Jacob, Bella introduced her friends to him. Then Jacob took a seat between me and Bella. Are you surfing? He asked, looking at us both. Definitely not, I said while Bella passed him a piece of her candy, and I passed a piece of my candy to a group of boys I just realized were with us, probably friends with Jake. You guys should help Lily keep Bella company. Her date bailed, Jessica told Jacob and his friends with a smirk on her lips. What date? I asked her with a smile on my face. Finally, she asked someone to hang out with her besides her friends and me. She invited Edward, Jessica said with a smile of her own. And I kept my smile on my face because I know Edward likes Bella. And plus, Alice told me about a vision she had of me and Bella being vampires one day. Just to be polite, that's it, Bella said with her head down like she was embarrassed. That Jessica told everyone that she invited a guy to hang out with them. I think it's nice she invited him. No one ever does, besides Lily, Angela said in her soft and polite voice. Yeah, all the Cullens are freaks, Mike said. You got that right, one of Jacob's friends said with a slight laugh at the end. Hey, I would choose your words a little more carefully about the Cullens when I'm around. I warned them, not liking the way they were talking about good people that they don't even know. You guys know them? Bella asked, completely ignoring my little threat. The Cullens don't come here, the same friend that was agreeing with Mike said with a scary, straight face. Honestly, it kind of creeped me out. It was like he didn't have emotions, like he was completely emotionless. Okay, well, I'm gonna go walk on the beach. Bella, you wanna come? I asked, setting my candy down and standing up from my spot in the van. Yeah, she got up and turned to Jake. You wanna come also? He just stood up, and we all started walking along the beach with our hoods on our heads and our hands in our jacket pockets. What did your friends mean about, that the Cullens don't come here? Bella asked. I already knew, but I'm hoping that Jake will further explain to us why they can't, because Jasper won't tell me. You caught that, huh? He asked with a smile and a slight laugh. I'm not really supposed to say anything about it. Well, we can keep a secret, Bella said, and I nodded my head even though it wasn't true. I'll have to tell Jasper about how much Bella knows about them, and I really hate telling Jake that I won't tell anyone when I really was. Jake let out a small laugh. Really, it's just an old scary story. Well, Bella paused for a second. We want to know. It looks like Jake is going to give in and tell us. Yay! Okay, so, Colettes are supposedly descendants from wolves. He started to tell us, as he made no sense. Wolves? I asked, speaking for the first time since we started walking. Like, real wolves? Yeah, well, that's the legend of our tribe. Okay, but what's this got to do with the Cullens? Bella asked the same thing I was asking myself. Well, they're supposedly not allowed to come here, Jake explained. And he is still not making sense. Why? Bella asked. Well, my great-grandfather, Chief, caught them hunting on our land, but when they claimed to be something different, we made a treaty with them. If they promised to stay off Coolite land, then we wouldn't expose what they really were. To the palefaces, Jake said with a smile, and ended looking at Bella, since her skin is as pale as a ghost. And now he finally makes sense. Since Jake's family caught the Cullens feeding on their land, they were going to kill them, in some unknown way. But when they said they only fed on animals, they made a truce. I thought they just moved here, Bella asked, confused. Or just moved back, Jake said in a weird voice, maybe trying to creep Bella out. Then we all jumped when 2 teenagers came running past us. One of them was screaming because the other one was carrying a large snake and chasing her with it. But what are they really? Bella asked. It's just a story, Bella, Jake said, and we all continued to walk on the beach. Shit, now I know why she was asking Jake all these questions. She's close to figuring it out. Okay. Last chapter for the video. Chapter 16, Mickey Mouse. Lily's point of view. Today the sun is going to be out. Well, according to Alice anyways. So that means Jasper and the rest of his siblings won't be able to go to school today. Which makes me really upset because I hang out with them during the day and they are my only friends at school. When me and Bella went to the beach with her friends, I felt like the odd one out. Like, I didn't belong with them. I belong with all the Cullens. That's where I felt the most like myself. So maybe I could just skip today. I mean, I have good grades, so I most likely can. And if I miss something, I can make it up really easily tomorrow. I rolled over on my bed to reach for my phone that was on my nightstand. Once I grabbed it, I went through my contacts to call Jasper. I pressed the phone to my ear. I pressed the phone to my ear after I pressed the call button. After the second ring, he picks up the phone. Hello, darling. Hey, Jasper, I was wondering if Yes, you can skip school today and hang out with us. He cut me off before I could even ask the question. How did he? Alice. He said again before I could even ask the question of how he knew in my head. Now it makes sense. Okay, then. Are you going to run by my room so I don't have to walk all the way to your house? I asked, propping myself up on my elbows. Yeah, I'll see you about an hour so you can get dressed, he told me, but even over the phone I could tell something was wrong. Okay, but is everything okay? You sound like something is bugging you, I asked him, getting off my bed and heading to my closet to find an outfit to wear. Everything's fine, but I do want you to tell you something when I see you, Jasper told me. Okay, see you in an hour then. Bye. Bye, Lily. I hung up my phone and tossed it on my bed and turned back around to continue looking through my closet. Since it's sunny out, then I'm going to wear my purple Mickey Mouse t-shirt with my dark blue skinny jeans and my purple high-top Converse. Once I put on my clothes, I went into mine and Bella's bathroom to brush my hair and teeth and to do my makeup. Once I ran my brush through my thick brown hair, I put some frizz stuff in it to control it. Then I got my toothbrush and brushed my teeth for a while. Then I put on very little foundation, mascara, and some of my green apple chapstick. Once I was done in the bathroom, I went back into my room and saw my purple sunglasses on my dresser. I picked them up and popped them on my head, just in case I needed them later today. Then I jumped on my bed and opened up my phone to see that I got dressed in a matter of 58 minutes. So Jasper should be here any second. And literally, not a second later, I see Jasper standing by my window. And part of his skin was in the sun, so it is glittering like a million tiny diamonds. Every time I see him like this, I realize that I possibly love him even more. It shows how beautiful he is to me. Hi, I said, getting off my bed and over to him. I wrapped my arms around his waist and placed my head on his hard chest. Then he wrapped his arms around mine and across my waist and his head on top of mine. Then he placed a kiss on my head. I couldn't help but the smile coming from my lips. Hello. You ready to get back to your place? I asked, not letting go of him. Not quite, he said, and let his arms come to his side, and I did the same. I want to take you somewhere first. But you can't be out in the sun, I said, kind of confused. He wanted to take me somewhere? Outside? Where the sun is shining? Where people could see him? No, it's deep in the woods, so no one will see or find us, Jasper told me, while placing his big hands on my cheek and rubbing my cheekbone with his thumbs. The simple gesture made my legs feel like jelly and a million butterflies in my stomach. Okay. When he let go of my cheeks, I really just wanted to grab his hands and place them back on my face. But I know I can't because I really want to see where Jasper's taking me. Whenever he bent down so I can hop on his back easier. I jumped up and instantly wrapped my arms around his neck and my legs around his waist, rather tightly because I'm still scared he's going to drop me. Or that he's going to run into a tree. You ready? He asked, and I put my head in his neck and nodded. Then I felt the usual wind and speed of when I run with Jasper. Jasper ran for like 3 seconds before he finally stopped. Okay, that is the last video for this. Last chapter for this video. I can't talk. Alright. Yeah. Alrighty. Peace out, nights.